Guys, do you ever just like walk into the gym and you just feel like you're literally like 50, dude? Like I must be getting old or something, because I walked up in there today and I just felt like, I felt so stiff, man. I've been standing for a long time. I've been working these past couple days. Haven't had a lot of time to, train and be mobile and stuff like that. Well, I do, but I was already not sleeping a lot these days, so I wasn't trying to sacrifice my sleep. And it wasn't that long, and I feel like I could have, it was negligible, right? So came in today, dude, felt immobile as shart, and I was just like, what is going on with my body? Like, did I age or something like that? Like, is someone putting cursed protein shake on me or something like that? Like, you know what I mean? So went in there today and I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to adhere to my program today. I'm going to have to like take this as like a extra little mobility basically mobility day, right? So I went in there and I was going to do like snatching and snatch balancing with a little bit heavier weight. And I was going to do some heavy front squats, which would have been so funny if I did that today, dude. I literally would have like torn my psoas muscle and just died. But I decided, you know what, I'm just going to work some Olympic weightlifting technique and some mobility. And I think the main problem with most lifters is they have poor squat mobility. It's one of those lifts that no one can really do through a full range of motion, right? Like when you see people doing a deadlift, they go to the ground, they pick up the weight. When they bench, they usually go to their chest and press, right? When you see people do a pull-up, they usually clear their chin over the bar. Some people better than others, but you know what I mean. But with the squat, man, it's always like people are going to parallel or above parallel. I don't see a lot of people squatting ATG, right? And, we're not going to have a discussion of what's a real squat, what counts as a squat. I don't care really if you're squatting. If you go up there and you squat fifth squats, and that was what you were planning to do today, if you went into the gym and you're like, I am not going to squat ATG, I'm going to squat pin squat, I'm barely going to squat. If that's what you were planning to do, then all the power to you, right? You know why you're doing it. You're doing it consciously, right? But I think everyone can agree that if you want better joint health, if you want better mobility, if you want to be a better athlete, squatting ATG, I think it takes time to develop this mobility, but I think that this mobility is extremely beneficial in all facets of a sport. I once used to train with a guy that was very athletic, trained a lot, right? He was like 10 years into training, right? So he kind of knew his shit, right? Strong dude, very aesthetic, good, decent conditioning. He wasn't very conditioned at the time I met him, but he hadn't been training conditioning, so he was mainly just very fucking strong. And he once told me, I think for sports, a high bar ATG squat is probably the best thing you could do, because if you can think about like especially for combat sport. I think I was actually asking him like what's the best for MMA, etc., stuff like that, because I can think this is more applicable. It's been a while since I had this conversation, so forgive me. But he was saying if you can go like fucking butt cheeks to ankles, right? And if you can keep if you keep good posture, not rounding your back, you're not butt winking, right? Well, maybe, whatever. It's hard to get perfect form, but you know what I mean. You're not like literally like dying in this position, and you could squat back up. You can pick someone up, you could throw someone, you can wrestle someone in any other position if you can lift this weight, right? And that kind of got me thinking. I was like, why is the ATG squat so hard? And I think it boils down to one, modern shoes, right? Everyone has those heel elevated shoes. I'm not talking about Olympic weightlifting shoes. That's for the sport of Olympic weightlifting. That's the reason why they have those shoes. It's good for their sport, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But I'm talking about like just the average bro, the average athlete, the average football player, the average high schooler has terrible squat mobility because we wear these shoes where the ankles, where your heels are bumped up. You know what I mean? So I think one, it's ankle mobility. And I think the best way to get ankle mobility is just to squat with a flatter shoe. Like at least like I'm squatting here. I'm doing work in Vans. Vans, I still think, have some of this heel elevation, but it's significantly less. Like I can go barefoot, get into an ATG position, and pretty much like maybe if I'm really stiff, like on a day like today, I can't do it, but I can pretty much like sit there for like maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and I can get into a pretty good straight back, upright posture squat. A lot of people, either their toes are the things that are on the ground and their heel is not touching the ground, or their back is rounding in the deep position through their legs, right? It's not straight. They're not straight up. And I think this boils down to one, hip mobility, ankle mobility, and like a weakness in this position. And it's perfectly understandable, right? It's with everything that's going on with modern shoe wear and shit like that. It's pretty bad, but I think it is a really good investment to reverse this and get better. So yeah, I think one of the main things that I was dealing with today was my hip had poor internal rotation, my right hip specifically. So my left hip was beautiful. It was placed perfectly. My toe was pointing in the direction I wanted to point in. But my right hip, I would put it in the position I wanted to, and then I would go down into an overhead squat or a back squat because I was messing around, warming up, just doing a bunch of different movements. And I would notice my hip as I would go down, my foot would start to point out to the side, which means I was externally rotating that hip. I believe it's external rotation. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking hard to you know, sometimes this shit. But yeah, I was externally rotating my hip. So I was like, I need to somehow get deep into this hip and open it up. So I think the best exercise for your hip mobility is the seated good morning. If you guys don't know what the seated good morning is, it's later in this video. I think it's the last exercise I do. But dude, if you're going to do one exercise for your squat mobility, please just try it. Try the seated good morning. Get 3 good sets in. Get like 15 to 20 reps. Sink in there. Keep your arch, right? Arch your back. Pinch. Get a back pussy going. Arch your back. Get all that back muscles tight. And then hinge your hips while sitting down into this position where your torso is sort of in between your legs. And I guarantee you it will help you with your squat mobility. It's done wonders for me. And yeah. And then here, as you guys can see, I'm doing some ATG split squat. I had to speed up all this shit because I was going so slow with my movement. This is literally 2 times speed. Okay, so I was going really slow here, but ATG split squat's great. I don't really have knee problems like at all. Thank God I've never really dealt with knee problems, but I do this as a preventive measure for my knee. But also I run and I do a lot of martial arts. So for me, it's mainly those hips that I need to really take care of. And this exercise specifically really opens up that hip flexor, the ATG split squat. This one is where I was really just trying to target my internal rotation. As you can see with my hip back there, I'm like kind of forcing my foot to be in a position in which my hip kind of like rolls inward, right? So it felt really good to get deep into this position. And I think it helped out a lot. So yeah, that was pretty much the synopsis for the workout today. I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. Basically, the gist is today felt terrible. Went in there, decided to do some Olympic weightlifting technique instead of working heavy, and then just hammer my mobility. And I feel a lot better now. So try some of these exercises if you guys want. Let me know what you guys think about all this mobility stuff. And yeah. Kind of been busy recently, haven't been able to make videos. I've been really busy with work and school, but now I'm on a break, so I'm planning to make a lot of different content for you guys. I have a video about Mr. Seedman, our boy Joel. We're going to be talking about I saw an Instagram video the other day talking about, like, he was talking about mobility and shit, and he was doing a bunch of different, according to popular, it was funny, and I was like, damn, well, this kind of is a little bit disingenuous, and we'll talk about why it's disingenuous, but that's like a spicy little mint that we got boiling up. And then also I have a video about Olympic weightlifting coming up hopefully, and then a video about what the most important weapon in a fight is, because, you know, as you guys know, I do kickboxing's my main sport, but I just love lifting too. It's sort of like my side gig, and it's kind of hard to make videos about fighting. I don't know why. I just feel like I don't know, it's harder than it is to talk about lifting, because fighting is sort of it's different than lifting, but I love them both. So yeah, that's basically where I've been kind of busy. Hopefully start making some more content, some more training vlogs, all that good stuff, guys. And yeah, I don't know what else I should freaking talk about, dude. Like, I'm just trying to like get this whole video. I've pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about. So if you guys just want to like dislike the video and click off and leave a mean comment and be like, dude, you're just freaking rambling, do that now. Do it now, okay? But anyway, guys, hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all have a good time, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Check this out, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my God. Boom, boom. Look at this right here. Cross. Dude, doubling up on the cross is literally like, It's underrated. And then doubling up on your hooks. Like, a lot of people, when they, like, see, like, someone throw 2 crosses or 2 hooks, it's like Mike Tyson. So it's like he completely, like, rotates back the other way because Mike Tyson was a freaking Chad. But sometimes, dude, just throwing it bam, bam is also really good. It's like smacking them. It's like you smack them twice really quickly. Not every punch has got to knock people out, man. Sometimes you gotta use the light punches to set up the big punches. You know what I mean? So, yeah, dude, everyone thinks they can fight. It's really cool. Check it out. Look at me dancing and shit. Have my hands up. Dude, sometimes when you're in here, though, like, I bet people think I'm, like, a freaking idiot sometimes. Like, maybe I'm just being a little, like, insecure baby, but, like, dude, like, look at me. Like, if you just saw this, you'd be like, what the fuck is he's schizo? He's literally beating up a bag. What the bag do? You know what I mean? So, yeah, some switch dancing. Beautiful stuff, man. I was thinking, yo, if you guys make it this far in the video, which I'm surprised because I literally just said nothing for the past minute, but if you guys want, comment down below if you want me to review some of my old fight footage. We can, like, talk about, like, what happened. We can discuss some pros, some cons of my fighting stuff. You guys can see me potentially get punched in the face. Ooh. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. See ya.